Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. I'm so excited. That's one of my favorite quotes, Henry Ford. And here we are at another week regarding our Can versus Can't series. And I'm super excited about this because think about it. It's true. Whether you think you can, then you can. You'll go and do what it is that you believe that you can do. But if you think you can't and you believe that you can't do it, it's going to be very difficult for you to go and make that happen. You'll stop yourself, right? So today is all about, and I have my notes. Today's is all about the power of decision. Clarity creates confidence. Clarity creates confidence. So I'm so excited about this. All right. So you guys know I'm Erin Lay. I've been a global leading life coach and business strategist for the last 30 years. I absolutely love it. My whole brand is life on track, personally and professionally. So you want to be in the driver's seat of your life. You don't want life driving you. You'll be bing bonging all over the place. So this Can versus Can series is to help you get your life on track, get into the driver's seat, and let life start to be fun. This is so exciting. This is so cool. I'm all about vision and decision, and that's what today's thing is all about. So, the power of decision. Clarity creates confidence. So, successful people don't always make the right decisions. They make decisions, then make them right. Successful people don't always make the right decisions. They make decisions, then make them right. So, regardless, they're going to make a decision, and if it's not in alignment, lessons are learned through that decision, and then you can redirect and make those decisions right. So I love that sentence. So let's get into our talking points. I'm super excited about this. So the first talking point: indecision drains more energy than failure. And it's so true. So when you're indecisive, it's going around in your subconscious mind over and over again, like you just haven't made the decision. And Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich, that I have it here. I love this book. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Okay. So one of my favorite lines in that book is indecision leads to self doubt leads to fear. Right. So it's a slow and insidious thing. You can't make a decision. And slowly you go into self doubt, which is atrocious because self doubt is a dream crusher. And then bam, you're in fear. Once you're in self doubt, very quickly you end up in fear. And then you're making decisions from a place of chaos, but it could always go back to having not made a decision, right? Being indecisive. So it's super important that you want to just make a decision, the best educated decision that you can make in the moment. So you don't go into the whole self doubt thing because you're taking action. All right. So indecision is mental quicksand. All right. It keeps you stuck while life passes you by. Indecision is mental quicksand. It's true. Indecision is mental quicksand. It just keeps you stuck, and life is passing by and you're getting lower and lower and lower and there's no growth happening because you're stuck in the indecision. So once you make a decision, again, with all the information that you have in the moment, that'll at least move you forward. And it's either a lesson or it's your best next step. Either way, you win. Okay. Because even if it's a lesson, it's going to redirect you. So that's that. And then the energy spent in what ifs is often greater than the energy to just decide. Think about all the times that you go, well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? Or what if this doesn't happen, that I want to have happen? And so you're stuck in this indecision, in this loop of what if. And that is not a very empowering question that you ask yourself. How can I see this differently? How can I make this work? Those are empowering questions, right? So now you're not in what if worst case scenario happens, because most of the time it doesn't. 99.9% of the time, the what ifs don't happen, right? And if the what if happens, again, it's a lesson and it redirects you, and there's tons of value in lessons, but make a decision, right? Get out of the quicksand. And then the last part of this talking point, of talking point number one, is not deciding is a decision. Usually the one that keeps you small, right? So not deciding is a decision, usually the one that keeps you small, keeps you caged. If you don't make a decision, you're stuck, right? So, and not making a decision is the decision to not decide. And that's can versus can't. You can make a decision, or you feel and you think that you can't. so you don't, and it keeps you stuck, and not making decisions is a decision. Okay, so going on to the second talking point, clarity builds confidence. When you know what you stand for, decisions become easier. And that is so true. And that has everything to do with integrity. When you know what you stand for, it becomes so much easier to make decisions. And there's people that are not going to like it. There's people that are not resonating with you, right? That's fine. That's okay. But when you are really clear about what it is that you want and you make the decision and you act upon that, oh my God, it just opens up the world to you. So when you know what you stand for, decisions become easier. Clarity doesn't remove risk, but it does remove confusion and risk reward, right? Like without a little bit of risk, then, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. So that's really, really key. Clarity doesn't remove risk, but it does remove confusion. When we're up in our head and we're indecisive, we're in the proverbial quicksand, then you're stuck, right? And we're in chaos. So when you're making a decision from chaos, that's fear. You're making a decision from a place of fear, which is never good. So drop out of your head, get into your heart, and that's where you start making choices and decisions from a place of clarity, which is a much better place, a much more productive place, a much more empowering place. And it actually grows you and moves the needle more toward that North Star, of what you want to accomplish from a place of clarity. Right? And then each clear choice builds momentum and self-trust as opposed to self-doubt, right? So each clear choice builds momentum and self-trust. You really want to take the time to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your higher power, right? It's all within you. You have that power, that authentic power within you. And most of the people on the planet are making, decisions from self-doubt. And that leads to the I can't. They're not making decisions from self-trust. And that's where I want you to start just becoming aware. When you're making a decision, become aware and pay attention to, am I making it from self-trust or self-doubt? And the more everything is awareness, right? The more you become aware of this, the more everything opens up for you. And the more you become aware of the fact that I'm making it from a place of self doubt, you can reverse that train, right? And then you can get into self trust, which is obviously way better. Again, can versus can't. So that's the second talking point. The third talking point, decision is the bridge between vision and reality. Vision without decision stays in the realm of someday. Vision without decision stays in the realm of someday, right? Like someday I'm going to do this, someday I'm going to do that. Well, make the decision, right? Make the decision that you're going to do it. And it's not that hard. What if you got to lose? People are like, oh, I might be embarrassed. Or what if I was wrong? And what is so and so going to think about me? And this, don't worry about that. Like, let go. That's all ego based, like let go of that. Do the very best you can. Show up as the very best version of you. And if mistakes happen, again, they're lessons that will grow you. All the lessons are in the valley, the glories in the valley. So it's not a bad place to be. There's a lot of blessings there. And it gets you to that next mountain peak where everything is just, you're celebrating at the next mountain peak where it's higher because of those lessons. So vision without decision stays in the realm of someday. The second one is from the third talking point of decision is the bridge between vision and reality is decision flips the switch from dreaming to doing. A decision flips the switch from dreaming to doing. Just make a decision. And now you're not just sitting there and like, I hope this happens, like it's a dream that I have and it's a goal, but no action steps have been taken yet. So it's still just a wish, right? That's all it is until the action is taken. And then when you take the action steps, it gets you out of the wish and it starts to build momentum each and every day toward that North Star that you have of what it is that you want, what you want for your life. And you want to be crystal clear on what that is also. So these decisions will lead you toward that North Star. And I'm so excited for you, super excited for you. Every great success story begins with one bold decision. And it's so true. It takes guts. When you really want to do something and you just so many people are nervous. What if I fail? What if? And that's again, self doubt, dream crusher, the negative thinking, disempowering thinking, dream crusher. What if you succeed? What if you take that bold step and it just catapults you in the direction of like your destiny that you want to create for yourself? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. So every great success story begins with one bold decision. As a single mom, when I had no safety net, I literally had to choose growth daily, right? And this is in the very beginning when I was in the thick of it and I had to rebuild all over again. And during the divorce, it was crazy. But I had to make bold decisions. I wrote down a crystal clear vision of exactly what I wanted. Where do you want to be, Erin, a year from now? Where do you want to be? And so I wrote everything down and I stepped into the unknown, which was super uncomfortable. But I learned back in 1991 with the cancer diagnosis that all the magic happens in the unknown. And a little secret that I'm going to share with you, and I share this with my clients, is all the unknown is more revealing of who you are. That's it. The direction you're going in. It's all about you. That's all the unknown is. And you're going to keep making decisions in the unknown that's going to grow you with this, with what I'm sharing with you, that will grow you towards your ultimate destiny of what it is that you want. So embrace the unknown, get excited about the unknown, be optimistic about the unknown, and step into it boldly. Like it's just, that's where all the magic happens. So it's so exciting. And I did it. And I'm telling you, I grew from 2013, 2014, 2015 when I was going through it, and it was awful through the divorce. And I was thrown back on my heels, but I said, "You know what? You gotta do what you did with the cancer, Erin." And I wrote down a crystal clear vision of exactly what I wanted. And then I just took the bold steps because I learned a long time ago at 25 years old in 1991 that you gotta take the bold action. I invested in myself. I invested thousands of dollars in a coaching course. And it was self-study, it was self-directed that was gonna get me to that next level because I knew that it would, and I trusted the person who was hosting it, and because I followed her for a little while, and then I took that leap. I didn't know where the money was gonna come from, I didn't know, but I hustled and I got it done, and I never missed a payment, and I never missed a mortgage payment, and I paid it was just absolutely incredible, and it was a year-long program, and it was the best investment in time and money that I could have spent for me and my family. And at the time, it was literally go big or go home. Like I felt like I'd lose everything if I didn't make that bold step and that bold decision. And I had to trust myself. And I did, and I trusted in my intuition and I say God, I trusted in God. And it's amazing. And I look back like in the last 10 years plus of like, I just half of it, I don't even know how I got done what I got done, but I got it done because I kept taking step after step after step with the clarity and with the belief in myself. Like I said, myself, my intuition, my higher power, which is God. And it's just been an amazing ride. And it will continue to be that way for the rest of my life because that's the game of life and how to play it. And Lawrence Scovel Shinn wrote a book about that. It's fabulous. It was in the beginning of the 1900s. And then I also had a client who she just agonized over her job. She did not like it. She hated it. She couldn't stand it. She didn't like being there, but she didn't have the trust in herself that she could get another job being paid the same amount of money, if not more, and leave where she was because it was a very toxic environment. And through working together, in just a very short amount of time, she realized that it was her self-limiting beliefs that she took on as a child from people, that who loved her and did their best, but they put these self-limiting beliefs like not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy, these little things that she carried around until we did the work to break those down and replace them with empowering self-beliefs. Yes, you can. It's not that you can't and stay focused on all the things that might happen and that you're not good enough or not deserving. Yes, you can. You can go make happen anything that you want to make happen. We're conscious creators. We're here to create consciously. And she did. And now she's just loving her life and she's loving where she works. And she has that inner peace and she feels so good about it. So I love that. Okay, so what I want you to do today is make one aligned decision today, no matter how small, right? Like just make a decision about anything that you want to accomplish in your life right now. And it just has to be right now. And it can be small. It doesn't have to be this big, grandiose thing. Just make one decision that's going to move the needle a little bit, a lot, whatever you want to do. But as long as you make the decision that you're not stuck in the chaos and the indecision, just make one decision because when you do make the decision, it alleviates a lot of the chaos and it really does bring clarity. And then it also brings a sense of accomplishment, which makes you feel really good about yourself, which basically catapults you into the next day to keep moving. And like inertia, what's in motion stays in motion. So when you do make a decision, you feel good about it. The next day, you're going to make another decision and feel really good about it. And before you know, you're feeling amazing because it's like a snowball effect. It's just, it's building momentum. So that's what I want you to do today is just make an aligned decision, meaning making a decision that's in alignment with what it is that you want, what you want to accomplish. All right. So do that today and then subscribe. Okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe and drop your decision in the comments. Okay. So drop what it is that you're deciding in the comments so I can see it. We can interact. I love that. I love connection. Absolutely love connection with you. And of course, if you want the tools, to keep making the bold aligned decisions and everything else, you can schedule a call with me. I have the Life on Track course, that for my clients and everybody else I'm speaking about, they've done the course, they've done my coaching. And if you'd like to have a conversation about that, it's a 6-month course just to get you started. Then we can have that call as well. And you can go to scheduleerin.com and we will set up a call and help you take that next step toward the direction of your destiny. And if you don't know what that is yet, if you haven't made a decision about that yet, I can help you decide what it is that you do want to do, whether it's career, relationships, no matter what it is, financially, in any way, shape, or form, I can help you with that as well. All right. So that is today's video on everything having to do with the power of decision and clarity creates confidence. Clarity creates confidence. All right. So have a great day. Have a magnificent day. And always remember to live onward and upward.